Good morning, folks. Another brilliant day. You may say it's foggy and a bit drizzling, but I still think it's a brilliant day because we are all alive, and cooking. Um, Yesterday somebody forwarded me a blog post about a gastroenterologist about what do I eat, and I think it should be what do I cook because I don't expect anybody to provide me with food. I cook my own food from scratch, and you may want to know what I will do every day because I'm a human. Sometimes in all these blog posts, you see superhumans who do super stuff which we mortals, like a normal ordinary people can't do. So we have got cravings, right? So I crave this food. It's carbohydrate, it's savory, it's crunchy, but I restrict myself to only a handful or maybe say two handful. But to compensate, I will put some healthy nuts in it. So it's roasted, spiced peanuts, groundnuts, cashew nuts. But then I have got this potato fries. It's very spicy Indian style. As you know, I'm an Indian. I'm a gastroenterologist, a doctor for 30 odd years. But I know that if I don't plan, it's no what is the thing if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I know that I'll be craving some sweet stuff, so I go prepared. So I have got the good sweets, which is all kind of dry fruit without any added sugar, dates, um, mangoes, berries, goji berries, blueberries, and all that stuff. And I kept a stack of all those there, so I refill. But to compensate, I have put yogurt with a lot of probiotic in it, yeah, and some other nuts like almonds, non-roasted nuts. Okay, and I will always take three organic herbal tea with me. So rather than drinking water, I will just drink hot cup of tea, a mug of tea, three maximum in a day. And if I'm doing a late shift, like I'm coming home at 9 o'clock, then I will probably take another additional stuff in here. Again, mostly vegetables. But when I come home, I have a very good meal, like an Indian style curries, oil, butter, ghee, and everything. Yeah. But I'm slim. My body fat percentage is fine. I run 3 kilometers every day. I do 5K run over the weekend. It's not about what you eat, it's about what you do, and how much your body needs. So I'm teaching you something very simple. So this is how you make dal. So this is a lentil. My wife boiled it last night, but the problem is you can't just eat it because it is not nice. But I will make it so nice that this soup will be delicious. So first of all, you need something like this, and I will hold it with one hand. With my other hand, now I have to stop filming because I only have got two hands. Hold it and then just and see how fast it'll be. This fast. It took me exactly 7 seconds to do it. Okay, and what you will do then, you're going to fry this five spice, Indian five spice with two red chilies while I make my coffee. So the oil crisis from Ukraine, as you know. So you use a little bit of oil and heat it up. And remember what I say about my YouTube, my channel, it is not a cooking channel. It is a health channel, it's a fitness channel, it's mental health, physical health. Now, wait a minute. There is something called spiritual health in the definition of health by WHO. And you all know what is health, right? And in fact, we now use the term in other situations like financial health, social health, connection health, productivity health. That means, are you tip top or not? So as it's spluttering, I'm going to add, oh no, I forgot, I'm going to use some unconventional stuff called radhuni. The nearest cousin in what you'll understand is caraway seeds. And now I'm going to add Om Namah Shivaya. So now I'm just going to turn it a little bit and then pour that just a little bit so that the raw smell of the onion is gone. then I'm just going to add the whole of this into this. As you can see, that is empty and that is gone there. And good news is my coffee is ready. Yes, switch off the heat. My water has boiled. I changed my spoon to this. I've added some turmeric and now I'm going to add a touch of chili. Okay, because this contrast is what makes it nice. And I'm going to add some boiling water to make it less thick. And that's it. Heat down and it is done. And this dal is so much nicer than the simple boiled lentil. It's very protein rich, as you know, as well as carbohydrate. So you can have just one bowl of this in your meal. It will fill you up, but it will not spike your blood sugar. That's the benefit of this. Perfect. So that's done. Now, why do I cook every day? Because I love cooking, and because it is nice to feed people you love, and because I am not home most of the time. I want my family to feel my presence and have good nutrition, and I love colors. That's another reason. Now, this is a new purchase from IKEA. Sometimes I struggle to find my word, and this is super. I've just fallen in love with the first use. I've tried many of this slicing thing, but it never worked. But this one is amazing because you can just turn it to 0, 1, 2, 3 and get different thickness of onions and whatever you want to slice. Now, time for my coffee. So this is the best coffee that you can have on a consistent basis. Do not buy instant coffee. Keep it for your office, but in fact, I even don't give that coffee to my office colleague. If you come to my office, you will have proper coffee. Not this one, because you're not allowed to have naked flame, but I will give you proper brewed coffee or even espresso. I've got a small espresso machine as well. Now, I'm going to cover it up. And remember, if your mother hasn't taught you, this is, because I had an Indian mother, So this is 5 spice, Indian 5 spice. It's so aromatic. It is so digestive. And don't go by the cover of the book. This is not sweet cinnamon flavor instant coffee. This is 5 spice. I recycle, I reuse. And this is radhuni. This is the other secret spice I have added on top of the 5 spice. This is caraway seed, same family. And remember, your equipment needs to be proper. This is gone. So according to Mary Kondo, I have to say goodbye. My favorite spoon, somebody broke it. Can you see it's flipping. So when you do an operation, you want a proper tool, that state-of-the-art tool. You can't do a good operation, a good job with defective tools. That you have to understand. All right. So yeah, what I was going to say, health. Yes, this is a health channel. You have to understand that. So yesterday I posted a video about Hindu Indian ritual celebration called Akhshay Tritia. I know that you will struggle, and if you got a danger, just trying to say Akhshay Tritia might get you danger out of your mouth cavity. So don't even try to do. Just call it, what should you call? Yes, Akshay means never fading. It doesn't fade. It's Akshay. There is no sky. There is no decay. There is no degradation. It is eternally like that. And Tritiya means 3. So it's the 3rd day of the lunar month. We are going towards the full moon. This 1, 2, 3, 3rd day. So call it never fading 3rd. So the celebration is never fading 3rd. And a lot of interesting things has happened on this day in ancient times. Like I'm talking about not even hundreds. I'm talking about thousands of years in Indian mythology. Like you guys in the West have got your Iliad and Odyssey and maybe more. I'm not very well versed with, my son knows about ancient Greek literature and Roman literature, but I know my Indian stuff. So Mahabharata and Ramayana are the 2 epic novels, and in fact, If you read Mahabharata, there is not a single character you will find which you will not find in your real life. It's like a big, huge family drama between two royal families fighting over properties and stuff. You must see it. It's so entertaining. And as I was trying to enumerate what are the stuff that happened on this auspicious Akshay Tritia, or never fading third day, or the Mahabharata uh, got started, meaning the poet who started writing started um, writing on this day of Akshay Tritiya. So it is a common saying that if you buy gold or property on this day, it will never fade. So I've never done this, but sometime I get ideas and then I'll have to execute it. So I ran out of my office during my lunch break. As you know, I'm still fasting, although the Eid happened the day before. And I thought, okay, my non-fasting day has started. But then I realized it's Akshay Tritiya. So interestingly, a lot of religious scriptures say that you need to fast when you are doing this, any puja or veneration celebration, because your mind becomes pure, or at least you can have water and fruits only, so no cooked stuff. But my wife says I find excuse to fast, because fasting makes my brain much more active and food makes me sleepy. So if you give me a big meal, I will just go off to sleep or nap. So I bought necklace. I will show you the necklace for my wife. Now it's 9 carat. In India, we don't call 9 carat a proper gold. It's like a poor people's gold. We go for 22 carats. As you know, 24 is the whole gold, and you cannot make any jewelry out of 24. You need to put some stuff in it so that you can mold the gold, and immediately it becomes less than 24 carats. So this is 9 carat, but it's a symbolic gesture, and you have to offer God 5 different fruits. And yesterday I offered God a fruit I have never tasted in my entire life, called Korean pear. And it is very watery, bit scratchy, crunchy. I liked it. And also passion fruit, which is not a very common thing in Ghosh household. We don't buy passion fruit, but I'm going to investigate that fruit because it looks a bit, interesting character. Anyway, so physical health, you guys know, mental health, you guys know, but what is spiritual health? Why WHO mentions spiritual health? Now, why people confuse spirituality with religion, I don't understand, because spirituality is universal. If you're a Hindu or Muslim or Christian, the moment you ask the question, who am I and why I'm here and what's my life purpose, that's it. That means you have just asked the big 3 questions: who am I, why I'm here, and what is my purpose. And if you want to add a 4th question, what is beyond death, and where was I before my birth. So all these kind of fundamental 5 key questions that bothered everybody for centuries and millennium, since I think we started to think, is the birth of spirituality. And in fact, Einstein, the famous scientist, and everybody takes him as a gold standard, like he's a real kind of proper brain, says that when science stops, the spirituality begins. So this fundamental question, interestingly, we not even think about it when you're in Maslow's pyramid of hierarchy of needs. So you need your food sorted first, you need your shelter sorted first, your warmth sorted first, your social acceptance sorted first. Then only you can climb up the ladder and talk about who am I. If you are struggling at the bottom rank, you will not even think about who am I. So most of us, according to this definition, is not spiritual then, are we? Are we? And now come back to religion. So I strictly perform the Ramadan protocol, as I say. I didn't drink any water. I didn't have any food from sunrise to sunset. I did namaz. We used to call it in India namaz, but here in Arabic it's called salah. So I did, out of 5 salah, I have done the pre-dawn salah, which is called fajr, and I did maghrib, the sunset salah. And then I went to a masjid and I celebrated with my Muslim friends Eid We hugged, we said Eid Mubarak, and I really felt good. But then yesterday was a Hindu religious thingy, which I also celebrated. And not only that, I'm feeling a bit uh, under pressure because I also celebrated Lent. I took my daughter and myself to a very empty church on a Easter Sunday, and we prayed in front of the cross of Jesus. Now, in past, one of my colleagues commented, "Deb, you're confused. You don't know what is your true religion." And I found it very interesting. So, what is the true religion? Is there something called true religion? Because ancient humans didn't have any religion. The moment we started feeling threatened and started feeling suffering, and that there's something beyond us is controlling everything, then we started thinking about gods and goddesses and superpower and mother nature and all that. So in India, we call dharma. Religion means dharma, something that holds you. And when you need to be held? When you're in trouble. Nobody talks about God and all that stuff if you're not in trouble. If you're having a very happy day, if you're healthy, you don't think about superpower, you don't seek help. But when you are in trouble, when you're suffering, when your wife has got a diagnosis of cancer, when your husband is dying from liver cirrhosis, when your kid has been diagnosed with acute leukemia, you feel so helpless. You feel, why? If we are all the children of God, why God is doing this to us? And then you start asking all these questions. What is the meaning of suffering? And if you want to read a book, Viktor Frankl, I think you have to read. This is a man who has been tortured. His whole family was brutally murdered by Germans during Second World War, and he's a psychiatrist. And he came out of the concentration camp and wrote this book, Man's. No, I forgot the exact, but it's man's meaning. Sorry, search for meaning. Okay, just go and Google Viktor Frankl. Yeah, Man's Search of Meaning. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not going there. I'm not getting it right, so I'm not going there. Okay, so suffering makes us think, is there something who is controlling everything? And they said there are four or three kinds of devotees. The first is seeking some material benefit and say, God, give me this, I will give you this. So we put stuff which actually belongs to God in front of God and say, God, this is your flower, this is your fruits, okay, this is your gold, I'm offering this to you. Can you now give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So that's the first kind of devotees, and that's the most common kind of devotees. You're basically doing a transaction with God, okay? God will just smile at you. May give you, may not give you, fine. Second type of devotees are sufferers who are asking God, please help me, okay? Please help me. I'm in trouble. So in December, I was really, really unwell. All of December, no energy at all. So the occupational health consultation, they said, oh, maybe it's long COVID, you know what. But whatever be your suffering, when you are not working, me being a very ADHD, productive, speaking, extrovert person, your brain becomes like, not right. You feel, what is happening to me? And obviously, you seek answers in common routes like doctors, medicine, read, like watch thousands of podcasts and psychiatrists talking and all that stuff. How can I reprogram my brain? I know this is COVID, long COVID. God knows what is long COVID. But I don't want to stay here. I want to get out of it. So I again went back to all the holy scriptures, Quran, Bible, Gita, and there was one slok in Gita from chapters of Karma Yoga, in which Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, just do your work. Just do your work and do not do the work for a material gain. Just do the work as a service to your patients. I'm saying patients because I'm a doctor. So think you are doing a service. You're the servant of your patient. You're a servant of your hospital. You're a servant of your colleagues. You're a servant of the endoscopy unit. You're the servant of RV ward. Then magically, I got a big leash of energy. because now the process becomes more important than the end goal. Because sometimes you want to run a marathon, the moment the marathon finishes or the 10-kilometer run finishes, you say, oh, ah, ah, I've done it. So, but if you become a runner, then run never finishes. You're always entertained. There's always another tree to touch, another stone to go to and inspect and all that stuff. So that's running for me. A curious person will run to different stuff and explore. Anyway, so with the new leash of energy, I volunteered to be the lead for the department, which I've been doing for the last 4 months. I'm learning a lot. I read a ton of leadership books, and I realized that the suffering is deliberate. It is a way to teach us to wake up and look beyond us. Go to a forest and look at the tree which has been standing there for 300 years and just looking at you and say, hey, human, why you are so bothered? Just look up in the sky, look at the stars. They have been there for centuries and millennium, and God knows there's a many millennium. And you're just a spot, just a speck. Why you're so bothered about your this and that and material stuff? So that's what dharma, the religion, teaches us. And if that is the case, then all these religions, every single religion has got something to teach me. So I decided that it's a polyfaith, multi-religion. I don't mind if somebody criticizes me, why you are going to a masjid being born in a Hindu family, why you are going to church, or I just do it because I love it. And I have met so many friends, and everybody's curious, and they're sometimes a bit suspicious of me as well, like, what's the purpose of this man? And they can't figure out. And I say, look, my purpose is to just learn. I'm a very curious person. That's my purpose, to learn and share. In modern NHS, he talk about this sharing the learning. And that's human grew as a civilization, as a species. We share. We don't keep knowledge to ourselves unless you're very selfish and you want to take advantage of your secret knowledge. And that's why this channel, so my mission is to transform health of 1 million people at least by sharing my learning. Transforming health without pills, without medicine. Simple 7, 8, 9, 10 pillars of health, including spiritual health, financial health, social health, sexual health, relationship health, movement health, your nutrition health, your cognition or brain health, your emotional health. So unless you address all these healths, can I call myself a true health practitioner? I don't think so. But unfortunately, most of the professionals, experts, you have got so much tunnel vision, and oh my goodness, my recording time has gone to 22 minutes. And this is what happens when you start talking unscripted. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. I think you got the message. If not, just message me. Okay, I'll tell you a bit more. I can talk for whole day. Have a lovely day, and come here and taste my lentil soup. It is awesome.